not gonna work. It's just not gonna fucking work at all.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I feel for that guy. Not really, but do you are you in?
I kind of feel. I'll say I feel for him in the sense that like that sucks. Like like it's,
That's a big ego death right there.
Mm-hmm. Like he's a New York Knicks legend.
Exactly. That's why he got knocked out, bro.
Man-made New York Knicks legend. He played here for. He wasn't even here for that long. He's here for 5 years.
I mean, that's pretty long. No, that's a pretty long time for the Knicks, bro. Any
for the Knicks.
Like, who is the longest tenure player in the last 10 years besides Carmelo?
Longest tenured player over the Melo?
In the last 10 years, at least. Even
Can't tell you.
last 20.
Last 20?
Yeah, at least the last 20. Maybe David Lee, and that's about it.
I'm not sure. But yeah, so you got that argument. He was with the team for a good portion of his career. Won the dunk championships. Like, he was an exciting player, and that kind of puts a dent on otherwise hard to match like his legacy.
Mm.
And Nate was a really good athlete. Like, he was a football player, and he actually, I remember like after he retired from basketball, he tried out with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I remember that.
They gave him a real shot to make. He didn't make the team, but they gave him a real shot.
That's pretty impressive.
He's that kind of an athlete, and that was like as if he was playing cornerback as like a 30-something year old guy, just giving it a shot after years of not playing basketball football since high school or even college, I think.
I mean, I feel like people shit on your.
It's impressive.
I feel like people shit on your 30s more so than they should, because it's like I'm seeing all these. We're not in our 30s yet, and I'm seeing like all these dudes that are like at least like 10 years older than us doing shit that we can do. And not granted, some of them are pro athletes, but I see people who are like regular people just doing things. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't have the knee pains yet. I don't have the back pains yet. I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah. Taking good care of your body does that for you.
Oh, I'm here and there with it. But I mean, you gotta just be like able-bodied, like Nate Robinson is a great athlete. I don't know if he did get a ring while he was at Golden State. I don't know that year that he was there, but
nah, it's too early.
Oh, okay. But basically, like I'm I would have liked to see him get a ring. It's not like Vince Carter, I need a ring, but I definitely have some sympathy for some players. Like Chris Paul's like defeat in the bubble was the saddest thing ever. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever get if he'll get one.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, he's never gonna be on a contending team unless he's old. I feel like he'll go like the Jason Kidd route, where like he'll get like a ring mad late in his career, and then like
as not the same player as he is today.
Yeah, which is like you want to give him the respect because he's there and he's a legend. So. Oh, that makes me want to ask a question, but basketball related.
It can go, whatever.
Okay, so we were talking about that meme I posted on the Human Error IG about Soulja Boy being more of a legend than Nipsey Hussle.
They're both. More is the funny word. In terms of musical significance, Soulja Boy is more of a legend in music than Nip is. But Nip's legend is more of being an upstanding good nigga.
True. I didn't quote it exactly. But that was basically the premise, is that he's more of a rap legend.
Yeah, for sure. And it's somebody's head just popped when they said that, because either Nip had real low key fans worldwide, or he had or what I think is the real thing, bandwagon people like, and I'm guilty of this too, like who checked this music out after he passed because they heard of the impact of it. Or gonna came out and they became more fans after he was already gone, and not really when he was here.
Yeah.
So like, I remember like seeing the video of Nip talking about saving money, and talking about what he's gonna do, what his advance, and like that, how he's gonna invest in terms of like buying land and invest in ownership and things like that. Very good, which is all very good. Very good right to have spoken, but you don't hear that from most rappers. People talk about flexing, buying things and stuff like that. He was talking about like, I'm gonna open my business and I'm gonna run it the right way. I'm gonna buy back the block. All this cool shit that you want to hear rappers say when they get on. He was actually doing it. So that's what makes him a legend, because the fact that he set a very strong example of what you should do.
Yeah. And that's something that's not very, like, getting a lot of recognition. I mean, I feel like people are just riding that wave because nobody was talking about Nipsey Hussle at all. Like, Victory Lap was in conversations and people started looking at him, but nobody started picking up his messages until he got murdered. And then all of a sudden he became like this iconic figure. You know what I mean? Like, he embodied that like whole Tupac thing where it was like everybody loved him and respected him, and apparently they're saying now that they love his music, but they never necessarily picked it up before, and don't know anything besides like Forgot Where I Was Going. That's like a song and shit. So there's a lot that goes with it, but I mean, in terms of respect, I mean, we got to give Soulja Boy some of his respect for.
Yeah, he's definitely earned it, in my opinion.
I mean, but people are not gonna really give it to him now. I mean, like, the people who actually know what happened.
He's like one part meme. That's his problem. He made him like, he flew a bit too close to the sun, I'll say.
Yeah.
Making jokes for relevance is like really important.
Yeah.
It's good to like stay relevant however you can, and he's done that. He's had a 2-decade. He's on track for a 20-year career, I want to say, if not longer.
He's been around for like Crank That came out when I was like in like 10th grade. That was like 13 years ago, I think. And
yeah, he's on track for a 20-year career, 15-year career. That is unheard of in music and pop culture in general.
It depends on what it is. I mean, like, because now, not to cut, you know what? Finish your thought before I even interject.
Yeah, I was just saying, let me give Soulja Boy's flowers real quick and get on you some real.
Do your thing, bro.
Yeah, he's on pace for
a
15-year, possibly 20-year career in music in some level of spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
So his trolling and joking has paid off, but the reason why I say it comes at a cost is because when he comes out and says, "No, I'm the reason why this and this," and he's telling these, I want to call them half truths, but they do have some validities to them, and he's telling his story and how he deserves more credit.
Yeah.
When he's telling these stories and how he deserves his credit, people are gonna laugh him off instead of hearing him out, because he was making an ounce of sense in them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that when he said that I'm the reason why there is a Twitter, when something along those lines, which is a ridiculous statement on his face, because obviously he's not the reason why there's Twitter. But I think in terms of artists engaging with their fan bases via social media, for sure he was an innovator there. And I'm certain that a lot of record labels saw what this young kid was doing with this, because he made the shitty website when we were in, like, I was in middle school, you were in early high school. SOD, Money Gang, all that other shit, right? We made his like he made his website. That was a social media page, and he would talk to his fans right there.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of engagement, I'm sure labels saw that, was like, oh, we get you on social media, blah blah blah. Get our artists on social media because it's good for the branding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that he did have a large impact in that stage of the internet's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of things that he claims credit for, he has. If you listen close enough and you think around it and you play with it in your head, he has a very good point. He is a legend because he is an innovator in a lot of ways, but it's like hearing a clown tell you, "No, but I'm the realest nigga ever," though.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Like, who can I say that about? It's like
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow too, for sure. But I'm thinking of like an actor. Who if they came out and was like, "Nah, I'm the greatest ever." If Adam Sandler, with all of his terrible movies, because he has a few good ones and a bunch of bad ones, came out tomorrow and was like, "Yo, I'm one of the best actors of all time. I'm one of the greatest of all time," you'd be like, "Shut up, Adam."
I would.
And if you look at his catalog, you're like, "Wait a minute, oh shit."
Nah. but not to interject, but I wouldn't, only because like I know how great of an actor he actually is, and like he has a lot of, like you said, he has some good movies, he has some bad, but he actually is not a bad actor.
Movies.
He has
some range.
Yeah, but like Uncut Gems was although new one of his best movies, because it actually,
I feel like he would tell you that himself.
Yeah, it's a thing, and I feel like it depends on what it actually is, because
I think his best movie is Big Daddy, with like the little Dylan Sprouse when he's like a stepfather.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I think that's his best movie in my opinion. It's my favorite Sandler movie.
Okay, I mean
that's like peak Sandler.
I don't know if that was peak for me. I think that was like after peak for me, but
maybe
I did
Billy
like
Madison if you want to like. But I feel like that's like my favorite.
Wedding Singer and Waterboy was fire, and that was both 98. Both 98.
I think, okay. I lean more Waterboy on between those two. The reason why I'm not gonna say Waterboy, because it's supposed to be, Waterboy should be a horrible movie.
It's a really good movie. It's a good movie.
But it's like a bad movie that just turned into a great movie. You know what I mean? Because he's doing all the things people Adam Sandler for. He's doing the weird voices. He's doing all of his like Adam Sandler tropes, but they're just hitting right. You know what I mean?
It's so perfect.
The reason why I'm gonna go Big Daddy versus that is because he's actually acting and he's playing a character that's not just Sandler.
Yeah, it was actually kind of serious at points, because it was like, this nigga's a father, low-key, for a second.
It's adoption. Like, they're going to take his kid away that he bonded with. Like,
bro.
They should have some depth to it. Like, you know, like, but Waterboy is his best of those movies. Low-key, my favorite bad Sandler movie, this is a weird shit that we're going on tangent. This is cool.
Wow, but Adam Sandler.
My favorite bad Sandler movie is Little Nicky. It's bad, but I like it.
I think I knew it was bad, and I never finished it because I thought it was that bad. Like, it was just...
It's not one of these probably proud of today.
I would say, like, either... What was it? I don't know if it's the worst, but I would say... what was that movie? 50 First Dates? That's probably, like, one of the worst.
That's tough, because I like that movie, and it's Sandler trying to act, but this doesn't work. It doesn't land well. It's a sweet premise. It's a very cute premise of a movie.
It was annoying, but I like the dynamic that they have, because I'm a big fan of like Wedding Singer was like one of my like literally. It's top 2 Adam Sandler movies, honestly, because it like I remember watching it so many times as a little kid because my parents were like very big Adam Sandler fans. Like it was just like in the crib anyway from Blockbuster, and that movie was just it was amazing. I thought it was a really good movie, really good. Like it was very funny. It was actually a good story. I felt like he did act in that movie as well.
Does it last test the time? Could you watch today and feel like it still hits? Could it still work for you?
Yeah, because honestly, I felt like he actually acted because the premise of the movie was him being depressed the entire time because he lost his fiance, and then he met some other girl from doing wedding gigs that was always like working as a catering thing, who was just Drew Barrymore or some shit, and then it was actually a story. It got together. It was a love story at the end of the day, but it was still a comedy, and it was very, like it was silly parts in it. Like I'm able to go back to watch it. Am I gonna look for it? Maybe, but I don't really watch a lot of movies, so. Fair.
I watch more movies at work, and it's kind of funny that Adam Sandler's on the brain because I watched Big Daddy the other day with the kids at my job, and they're 2000s kids,
Yeah.
So that was probably their first time seeing that movie. I'm pretty sure it was a few of them.
It came out around the time they were born, pretty much.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
So like. They're watching it and everything like that, and like I'm like, yo, it holds up. It holds up still. So
yeah.
That's a good judge for a movie, for my opinion. If I could watch it years later and have it and like have the dumb jokes land, yeah, it was good.
I didn't really watch 8 Crazy Nights.
I watched it because I love adult animated movies or animated shows and media in general.
I actually hated them. I used to hate them.
I like The Simpsons, like what you call it, Futurama, all that shit. I mean, if it's animated, I enjoy it a lot. I like a lot of animated things. But 8 Crazy Nights, it's a great looking movie. It's well animated, but the Sandler voices, like he has some bad ones in that one, man. It's some bad. It's not easy on the ears, but it's another one of those. I'm a man child, kinda. I'm a fuck up. Get the girl in the end. That's a lot of his movies too. Like it's like I'm a man child, but
he gets some
I'm
girl.
working on it. I'm kind of an asshole, but by the end of the movie, I'm gonna be a better person. I'm gonna get the girl. That's the thing that he does a lot in his movies.
Yeah, I mean it's a running motif because actually a lot of his things actually revolve around like love and shit. Which is like ironic because I never necessarily connected it to, but I knew that was a formula for it.
Yeah, even like I would say
Big Daddy's a good example because he was like
the same exact thing,
Yeah,
he becomes a caring person because of the kid, and he bags the girl because he's the father figure, and that's sexy. The girl,
and he lost his ex-girlfriend again. To like some old nigga.
Shitty ex.
She lost.
To an old nigga.
She's like, "What was your 5-year plan? Not dying?" And it was just like
that was a good joke. That was a good one.
It was very good. That's why I appreciate those movies because this is a funny take for me, but not a funny take, but to me it's silly. I'm a big fan of Seth Rogen. I feel like he's my Seth Rogen, and it's like, in a sense, like. He was what I related to first, and then Seth Rogen is like closer to my generation of understanding shit.
I think they're in the same realm of comedy too, right?
Kind of like.
I'm thinking of Seth Rogen movies. I'm not as like well versed. I still haven't seen Pineapple Express. I'll keep it.
They're more intelligible, if that makes sense. Like it's more witty, but it's still like the same kind of shit.
His witty stoner movie.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It was funny because it was like very like Judd Apatow, who actually used to be roommates with Adam Sandler, directs all of Seth Rogen's movies.
He's good.
Yeah, and like he did a lot of Adam Sandler movies too, so it's like.
Yeah, it's kind of the similar. Now that I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Funny People?
I may have.
Okay, so if you haven't, let me just refresh you.
Give the overview.
So Adam Sandler is, I guess, like the he's one of the main characters, and he basically a person who's like a fictitious version of himself that comes down with some terminal illness. He's a comedian. He does all that shit. He's basically Adam Sandler with a different name.
I wanted to see this movie. I didn't see it actually.
It's a really good movie, but it's very like, I don't think you're gonna get necessarily emotional about it, but it is an emotional movie where it's just like it gets kind of dark, and like he basically is Adam Sandler, but just a different name and different everything, and he comes down with some terminal illness, and then he sees Seth Rogen. He's basically like a stand-up comedian coming up. He's like trying to build his career. He's like a nobody, and he sees some of his jokes and he sees him perform, and he like takes a liking to him, so he kind of like mentors him through life. And it gets kind of deep because like he ends up fucking like this girl that he actually likes, and then like like Adam Sandler fucks a lot of bitches in that movie, and like he ends up meeting who is,
he probably does in real life.
yeah, he probably, I mean, yeah, probably, but he has a thing for Judd Apatow's wife in the movie, and then it's basically a movie about like understanding life, what matters and shit, and basically like love who you love and just pursuing the things that you love no matter what and shit. It's pretty funny. It's just, it gets dark though, definitely.
Really?
It does at points because it talks about, you know, death and shit, and then he finds out like literally right after that, oh no, you actually, all your symptoms went away. So he started living life differently, and then he pursued a woman that he used to be involved with that he cheated on, and then he takes Seth Rogen with him to be the buffer between like the kids and other shit, and then, you know, she has like an Australian wife or husband or whatever. It's weird. Yeah. Good movie though. You should definitely watch it, bro.
I'll check it out. I'm on a little bit of a Netflix binge right now.
Ooh, it's a nice tie-in, bro.
Yeah, right. I'm you know, I saw that The Office is getting pulled off Netflix at the end of the year, at the start of the new year, so I am decided to finally watch it. And I am currently on the last episode of the 4th season.
Okay.
And I tweeted out the other day, the white people were right. The Office is very funny.
I just posted.
And
sorry.
a friend of ours, mom's, who I didn't know followed me on Twitter, tweeted back like, "You should watch this next." I'm like, oh no, my white mom saw my white people joke, and I felt exposed for a second.
Oh my god.
She took it in stride.
I mean, that's kind of funny. I mean, like, I mean, luckily, like, Carrie's my buffer for that, so I don't have to worry about shit like that. But how do you feel honestly about giving into the hype of The Office?
Because it is one of those shows, right? That's like super hype. Oh my god, gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. I don't feel dirty about it, you know, like, because it's. I would feel worse if it was like a more heady show, and I was avoiding it for that reason.
Okay.
Like one of the reasons why I'm not gonna watch. I probably won't get around to watching Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad because like there's so much lore and so much. There's a lot more to it with those shows where it's like their cultural impact was more of a thinking man's kind of investment. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, I never watched Game of Thrones, but Breaking Bad you should definitely watch. Just saying. But continue. I'm sorry.
You see, like, it's one of those shows where
sorry,
like
guy.
where it's gonna it's gonna garner a reaction from you.
Yeah.
It will have a reaction from you where it's a thinking. You're gonna think about it. There's more of an investment to it.
So like
But it's a silly comedy. That's why I'm okay with it. More realistically, it's why I'm like not so. Like, oh man, I don't feel like I came over to the other side of a cult. What other shows I might be a little bit more like, damn, you caved.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel that bad about finally getting around to a comedy.
I don't know how similar we are. I mean, like when we used to live together, like we didn't really watch many things. We would just listen to music and vibe.
Yeah, no time.
Yeah, so like, for me, I don't really watch many things. Like I watch anime. I watch something with Carrie. And that's about it. I don't really like sit down to watch like a whole shit ton of like Hulu shit. I'll have it like on the background while I'm making music or art and shit. But
Sure.
but with The Office, and I guess like from what I'm gathering, is it correct to say that like you don't like to put that much like emotional investment into watching shows? Because like The Office is easy to watch because you could just put it down. And then
Unless I start off watching it and I'm with, if I'm like organically in the wave of a show,
okay,
where it comes like a part of the cultural zeitgeist and I'm already like I'm a part of it.
yeah,
I never want to play catch up with a show like that.
okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like if let's say, I'm trying to think of a show that I watched that was serious like that, but let's say I was watching The Wire when it was on TV and everyone was watching The Wire, and I was there from episode 1, season 1, and I was just on it with everybody. I wouldn't feel bad about that. You know what I mean? I'm not chasing the trend. I'm already a part of the trend. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or another example like that, or like everyone. I don't think when it was airing, I missed an episode of the Boondocks. Every like weekend, I'm watching the Boondocks. I'm gonna catch it on Sunday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about that. Or Rick and Morty when it was first coming out, and it was like douchebags who were nerds felt invigorated to watch the show or watching it. I didn't feel bad watching it.
Yeah.
Because or being a part of that trend in that time space.
I mean, I
don't want to be weirdo trendy with things like that. You know what I mean?
That's why I kind of didn't get into The Office for a long time because like throughout high school, like that was one of the
people were douchebags about it.
Yeah, they were like,
"Have you watched The Office? Oh my god, The Office!
This is so funny."
And I'm like,
bro, that was
shut up.
one of like my second class I ever had with Jordan was my senior year in high school when he was a junior, and every Friday my teacher it was an easy class to get an easy A. And every Friday, she would just put on The Office to watch for the class. She would just put it on, and we would just like watch it. But I wasn't paying attention to it ever. It took a while for me to actually like warm up to it because like I'm just surrounded by a bunch of like racist dickheads that just want to claim that this show is amazing, and you know,
because it really is white people funny.
I get why. Completely,
but it's a funny show. But it's white people funny.
Yeah, it's like it's
the best example.
It's silly. It's very silly. It's very silly, and like there's other shows that like I didn't like for that reason because like I kept hearing that about like The Big Bang Theory as well, and it's like I'm definitely not watching that show.
Yeah,
literally
it's just like racial cognitive dissonance. It's like no.
I'm mad we said it at the same time.
It's racial cognitive dissonance. I'm like I'm not. Shut up, Wendy. I'm not watching you. I'm not watching Friends.
Yo, people.
In a show that I'm wrong about,
bro,
I know I'm wrong.
Bro.
I'm not watching Seinfeld with you, white man.
Oh my god.
I'm wrong. Seinfeld's a classic, apparently. But I'm not gonna watch it, Whitey. You know what I mean? Like,
I will tell you that I'm not a big fan of Seinfeld, but I love Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's more of an adulterated version of Seinfeld because they can curse and talk about things like vaginas and shit.
I've heard Curb is really funny.
Curb is hilarious.
I'll give Curb a shot before I give Seinfeld a shot.
Nigga, we should watch it together. We should do actually like an episode and watch this shit, and bro, it'd be hilarious. Like, that'd be great. That show is good.
We can make a series out of that.
Yeah.
We're pitching more ideas. Like the video, give us a comment, tell me what you think this is a good idea. We should do a little mini series where we go through. I don't know where we're gonna find the episodes or what stream platform they're on.
I can maybe ask my sister to hook me up with her HBO account, and we can.
It's on HBO.
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Okay, because I know that shit's expensive. But we can go back and like watch an episode by episode and do a little, or maybe do like episodes 1 through 3, or maybe just episode by episode, however you want to break it down.
Yeah.
And like go through and be like, all right, how'd you like this episode? And do like a little episode review like of an old show.
I would do that.
Do a little mini series out of that.
I would do that, definitely. That'd be fire.
That sounds fun.
That does, like, man, like, I'm just want to watch like some good old shows. Like, that's why like I'm not into a lot of shows. I feel like it's wasting time sometimes when I'm like trying to be productive. But
I have my shows on in the background, like whenever, like right now, like I might be playing a computer game or I'm doing something else.
mm-hmm.
Not when I'm recording, obviously, but if I were editing the video, I would probably just have it on and have that there to send my, like, that light distraction, be able to kind of look up and watch a show while doing something else. It's good for me. Like, I could play games while that's on.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I'm with the shits because
that's whenever I watch shows.
I just watch shows when I'm like trying to have a meal, when I'm like editing, when I'm doing some kind of shit artistically, and maybe when I'm shitting, and that's about it.
Yeah, I can't give. I'm not trying to sound high and mighty, or this might come off as a kind of pretentious. I don't know. I don't give TV my full attention in my life currently. Like, that's probably why when I watch anime, I'm dubbed over subbed. Not because, I don't know. I know some people will kill me for that. They really do ride for the sub.
I won't kill you. I won't kill you for it.
But like, I have to be able to look away and like not give you my full attention. Sitting there and reading it while I'm watching, it's a little tough. That's part of why I fell off with certain animes.
I feel that. I mean, like, I've always liked both, but like when I first started like watching like Naruto and shit, because like all I had was like basically the American version and then all the Japanese versions on YouTube when YouTube first came out.
Way further ahead, yeah.
Way further ahead. So it's like, all right, this show is pretty good, and then you kind of just get used to it, where you're just kind of like you're watching this, you read it, and then it's like kind of just switching back and forth. It's not for everybody, and I could totally understand why that seems like a lot of work for somebody.
The only show that I did it for was Attack on Titan. That show was
never
storyline is very good.
Never watched it.
I feel like it's one of the hype shows of like anime world.
That's why I'm not watching it.
It's like The Office. I get it. It's the same exact idea. Like, and I was the only reason why I was able to watch it and not feel weird because I was late too. I was late to it. I watched it on Crunchyroll and on Netflix, and I think the Netflix one was subtitled. So I had to sit there because the story is very good.
Okay.
Like, you know how, like, in every show, there's a super nigga and his friends?
Yeah.
And the friends are going to be cool because they're with super nigga? That show is not like that. Because you rock with the main nigga, you will get murked. They will kill you. Like, it's over. Like,
yeah.
Shit. I actually watched the show, like, a lot of times with anime, especially with, like, shonen tropes, or, like, you know, where it's just, like, fighting anime, where, like, stuff like that. You feel it gets kind of to the point where it's like, I know the good guys are gonna win. So how do they get there?
Yeah.
With the first couple seasons of Attack on Titan, it's like, nigga, they might all die. Like, and you really they get that point across very early where it's like, you're following this guy, nigga, we're gonna kill him.
Damn.
You like him? Oh, he's dead now. Like his memory, like. Like, you see real anxiety and real, like, stress that living in one of these anime worlds would feel like. It's a good show. If you ever wanted to, like, jump that fence and cross that bridge and actually say, fuck, I'm gonna watch this fucking show, I think it's worth your time because it's worth it. It's worth it.
Okay.
It's legitimately worth it. If you have like a few minutes or like an hour or two to spare, give a couple episodes to watch. I think it might get you.
Okay. I mean, like,
And I don't stand on the ledge for shows like that hard, but I'll give it that credit.
Okay. I mean, like, I didn't. You know, because it is an overhyped anime. I'm not gonna say like it's better than what people are saying,
Super.
but like I don't know what's really holding me back on it because I've been hearing shit. Like I've been thinking about this for like the last like 3 years or so, where people were like, "Yo, Attack on Titan, it's another season. There's another season." But like, my thing is like I like going to series when I could stream it all when it's almost all done.
When you can binge it
Yeah,
the whole way.
because what am I gonna look like watching like 10 episodes, waiting like 18 months to watch the next 8 episodes, and then waiting like what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like I just want to see it all at once.
That's how we used to be in the past. Streaming made us spoiled us, man.
I mean,
Remember, thinking back in the Toonami days, you had to wait till Saturday night when Tom put the Dragon Ball Z on for you. You had to wait.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, I see it as in the same sense as books because it's like you own, like you could see the series. You like if you
Same way with books.
like books, you could read it all the way straight through. Like
We grew up to the Harry Potter era, you know what I mean? Like they was dropping them books like Jordans when niggas was lined the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like
not anybody, but a lot of people that I knew that were fans of like the Harry Potter book era and shit. They read that shit in an entire day. Like they would literally just read.
That's what they're doing today. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it was outside in lines, waiting for them shits to drop.
But they would read it all in one day. That you pretty much got the series. Like it's not even a season because like I felt like Harry Potter books were so big that they were literally like two different. It was like literally like the first half of the year and the second half of the year, and then it's like now you're in Chamber of Secrets and shit, and like it's like a whole fucking different realm of shit.
Yeah. So like it's the same thing. Like where you like had to wait 6 to 10 months to get that next book. You know what I mean? So TV and media has always been like that.
True.
We just have we're just spoiled now by streamings because you go on Netflix. If you have a Netflix show you watch, they got the whole season one day. You're done in a week or a day if you're a real savage. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean you gotta really like have nothing to do to watch it, but it depends because like some movies are super long. Like Irishman was one of the highest reviewed like Netflix movies came out last year.
Too serious. I didn't care to watch it.
I liked it, but
it's very good though.
It's very good, but you do have to have the patience for it because it's 3.5 hours. Like I had to watch it in parts. Like that was a good example of like, I had to break it up because like, what are you gonna like if you're really gonna have like almost 4 hours to do nothing? That was the ideal time.
You gotta really care about high quality acting by Italian men. Like
that's all the LeBron James
sit
fans.
Down for 4 hours. And I feel like, isn't it one of those movies where you gotta like watch it a couple times to get the full idea of it? It's one of those.
I kind of, I don't know because I watched it in parts, so I got to digest whatever happened in like those like 50 minutes and shit. So it's like, all right, so this happened. What's the next part? And then like you went to like the next. It's like it's a Martin Scorsese movie, so like,
take your time with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was hyped by the people who hate LeBron, pretty much. Basically, that is basically the consensus of people I know that watch that movie.
White folk,
Protestant whites, and that's about it, bro.
And angry Italians.
It's just it's wild, but like
that might be the moment of the episode though.
What?
LeBron gave white people ungrateful nigger vibes. But that's gotta be it.
It might have to be, honestly, because it's like...
Because the year before, everybody loved young Braun. Taking air cameras with his teammates.
He's so great.
Always happy, smiling.
Yeah.
Such a showman. To now, everyone hates him.
Yeah, it was...
It's ungrateful nigger vibes. We made you rich. We took you out the hood and you were poor as a teenager. And now you're leaving us?
Bro.
For a Hispanic city? You ungrateful dirty nigger.
You lost to the Mavs and like, bro, like just let that go.
Yeah, that's when he became a loser, he became a traitor, he became a snake that year. It's ungrateful nigger vibes. That's got to be it.
It has to be, cause like, you know, like people like hate KD for a lot of reasons, but it's for completely different reasons.
With
Completely.
KD, you can understand why some of the KD things that he gets shit on for with like going to the Warriors. Because they say that he left his without telling his mans nothing. That's a bad look. He didn't tell Russ he was leaving until he was gone. They were beating the team before they came back and beat them.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you can't beat them. If you can't beat them, join them. Shit.
They had the best record in NBA history.
Like it was like overkill. He like ruined the season, kind of like who's gonna win. Bad look. Then Draymond telling him we didn't need you. That's a bad look. KD caught a bunch of W's and a bunch of L's all in a row.
He could tote those
and
rings.
Then he kind of went from being like a media good guy to kind of a dick to the media in public. You know what I mean?
Because
everything you hear about Kevin Durant is he's a really nice guy, blah blah blah. But he's kind of an asshole in interviews now. When he was younger, he was a really nice kid.
Yeah, but
because like he hates the media now because he came a little bit jaded.
I mean, I don't blame him.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I feel like I'd be the same way if I was an athlete who went through that kind of shit with their career where like, oh, when I was here you loved me, now you hate me now? Fuck you. I just kind of have some of that in me.
I mean, that's the thing though. It's like, I feel basketball fans are the most hateful fans for dynasties more so than even football fans because like
because you know what it is?
Because it's the same teams almost every few years, and it's just like, why is it nobody better than these teams? How the fuck is it so lopsided?
With basketball, because with football, we've seen it a few times. Like, I remember, like, let's say 2-3 years ago, I might be off on the numbers. The 49ers were trash, right?
Yeah.
They were a bad team for a while.
Yeah.
And then they're good. You know what I'm saying? With football, like, you can have 1 or 2 good off seasons and you're a good team now.
Yeah.
Just like that. With basketball, if you suck, it's going to be a long decade. You know what I mean? We've had teams that have been in the dumpster or, like, close to, like, the bottom forever. Like, I think the Kings had, like, 1 hot year, and then they fizzled out. Like, think about it. Go through it. Golden State, the reason why those fans deserve it, so, well, they have a bunch of bandwagon fans now, obviously, but...
They kind of... They worked their way...
They built that organically.
Yeah,
That's why OKC felt like they deserved it, when they had James Harden, Ibaka, Durant, and Russ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are a bunch of really great players. And they built that from the ground up, and they earned it. They ascended.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Nets, they were okay with Vince Carter years, blah, blah, blah. Then they made the trade for Paul Pierce, and then everything went fucking downhill.
Yeah.
And they went to Brooklyn, and they were bad, and now they built it up organically, and now they're going to be a good team this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes a long time to turn around in basketball, and I feel like with basketball fans, it matters more because these are, like, more your babies, because my team drafted this guy. You get, like, 1 or 2 draft picks a year. You get 1 or 2 young niggas to care about every year. So you get really invested in these guys' careers. Much more so, much more closely. It's more intimate, I would say. Like, football is like your second love. It's like your job, and you make money there. Basketball is like your baby. That's your passion project. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's how I feel fans are of those 2 sports. That's why I feel it's a little bit different.
I can understand that because I don't know. When it comes down to sports being like that, it's, I don't know, the passion part of it is powerful, I guess, but like,
yeah, I'm thinking as a real sports nerd, but like, you're a much more casual sports fan than I am. I feel.
It depends on what it is.
Think about it. Like going back when let's say when you were a little bit younger and you're in high school or earlier 20s, the Giants have a draft every year, right? You probably know the first, second, third round picks, probably the top 3 rookies, but they probably drafted like 7 or 8 guys every year. Mm-hmm. You don't know how. You know like a good third of them. Basketball, you get 2 niggas a year, on average.
Mm-hmm.
You know Tim Hardaway Jr. when the Knicks drafted him. You know Tony Douglas. He was even that good. You know Tony Douglas. You remember him. You know Chris Duhon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
It's rough. It's rough. You have.
I don't even want to talk about the draft picks,
to
bro.
these guys.
Like I don't want to talk. I don't even want to talk about the Knicks draft picks because they've just been like, Porzingis was a decent one, but it didn't pan out the way we wanted to, and then he ended up going to the Mavs anyway.
Was actually, I would call him a great pick because he's a really good player, but they just fucked up as an organization. He didn't want to be there.
Of course, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of sad because you watch these franchises go through picks and players all the time. Like with football, football's blessed because like they have like 200 picks, 200 different players or some shit. It was like
250 something.
Yeah, some shit like that.
That many young guys come in the league every year. Yeah, a lot of dudes. Basketball, it's 60. And I'd say about 10 of them won't even play in the NBA because they're overseas guys and they're just stashes, or probably like 20 of them actually, or they just won't quite make it to the main team. They might get cut because it's only it's just such a small team.
Yeah, it's like kind of it's a rough thing to deal with, but I mean,
so you're gonna get like 40 players in your league every year, basically, legitimately.
I mean, like, when you have, like, organizations like the Knicks, you should just be sad because it's like you're going to take a player for, like, a few years and then you're just going to end up, like, trading it to the next team for, like, the next highlighted has-been that we had. Like, that has been, like, great and shit. It's fucking awful.
They've avoided doing that this year.
Yeah,
They could have got Russ, I think.
You think so?
What you call it? They traded Russ for John Wall because they both had bad contracts.
I don't know.
So there was a phase where they were like, John Wall and Gordon Hayward can come to the Knicks, which would be two kind of bad moves. Okay,
it's normal Knicks shit, but I don't think Russ is ever coming to the Knicks.
He's not. He's not.
No. He's on the Wizards and shit. But I'm saying I don't think he would ever make an attempt to really come to the Knicks.
I think
if you're
got traded. It wasn't his call.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it's a sound move, because what are the Knicks gonna really give? What do they have left to give? Because after all the deals that they made in general for
they're currently this is my sports nerd talking, right? They have a lot of draft picks and young players.
Yes.
They could have traded. This year they had a top 10 pick. Next year they have 2 picks. 2 picks the next year. They had a bunch of picks. If they wanted Russ, they could have had him.
Think so?
Yeah. Houston didn't want to keep paying him because he makes a lot of money. He's getting a little older. And his game isn't really good for the NBA right now. He can't shoot. If they wanted Russ, they could have had Russ.
Interesting.
But they said, nah, we're cool.
Okay. I mean, dude's nice. I don't know what John Wall's really going to bring to Houston. It might just be a bust. It's going to
be a lot of the same.
Thought so.
I think John Wall can shoot better than Russ can. So he might be slightly better. But it's going to be a lot of the same where they're like, all right, John, just get to the rim. Playoff.
See, he might get hurt.
James.
He might get hurt.
Get to the rim. Huh?
He might get hurt. Dude is injury prone, so.
Yeah, the past 2 years he's just got hurt.
Yeah, he's just been basically out of the league for a while, and it's trying to get back into court shape, I guess, as it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be adjustment for him, for sure. Not playing in real games for that long is going to be hard.
Somebody said that Luka is the 4th best player in the NBA right now.
He's very good, but 4th.
He's the only people above him were Giannis, LeBron, and AD.
Kawhi. He's a center with a shoot guard, so he's not as valuable.
And he's soft, apparently.
Hell's not. He's not soft. He's punking me like he's just
No, the whole thing about him like crying constantly is just hilarious.
yeah, that's a tough. I'd rather a nigga cry because he cares than like being different.
I mean, of course, but like this is how like the media portrays him. And it's like everybody wants to say that he doesn't have enough heart and that like the Sixers are just not going
That
anywhere.
shows plenty hard to me. This is the perception, I guess, right? That shows mad hard to me. It's nigga wanted to win. He was so worked up, he cried about it.
No, I feel that. I mean, like especially when it's like something that you're doing day in and day out. You're like living and breathing that shit. It becomes that.
I'd probably take Jokic too. Yeah, he cares about it. That's important. He lives and breathes it. I take Jokic. I put him like top 10, no question though. That's very impressive though for a guy in his second, third year. Luka's very valuable, but I think people Luka is not a good defensive player, but he's an amazing offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take James Harden over Luka because they low key have the same game. James is just
he travels a
because
lot.
he's annoying. Him and Luka do the same exact shit, low key. They both hold the ball for a lot. And they end up shooting or making a pass.
I feel like people don't even
same exact thing. It's just white. It's just he's the great white hope. Honestly, Luka is the great white hope of basketball.
White flight.
Exactly. He's just white James Harden.
Jesus Christ, that's horrible.
I would take James before him, and I would take him before I would take Kyrie though. So yeah, he's a top 10 player. That's a great thing, and like he's in the conversation. Like he might win. Did you say Giannis too?
Giannis was third. Yeah, he's right above Luka. Not my opinions. It's just somebody else's.
Yeah, Giannis is a league MVP back to back. Luka's hasn't done it yet. Be a little bit more respectful. And I don't even like Giannis' game that much. Giannis is annoying to me.
Most people don't. It's like, oh, you just dunks the ball and that's it.
But to like be that fucking I might not like it, but I respect it. Like to be that fucking athletic, he's dogging NBA niggas who get paid to work out and be in shape.
Yeah.
And he's hoeing these dudes, so I gotta give him respect. Even though it might not be the most visually entertaining, because like he's just bodying niggas and that's it. Like it's just like it's over.
Yeah.
So, but like I respect it. So, but yeah, Luka might be an MVP candidate this year. He might even win this year, depending on how good the Mavericks are. But I don't think he's top 4, top 3. If you were saying top 3, who would you want to build a team around right now? And you said he was top 3, I might agree with you. If you're saying who am I going to build a team around right now for the next 10 years, I'm a GM. I might pick him in the top. I might pick him first, honestly, because he's first or second, like behind Giannis. Yeah, he's in I can talk about it like that. You could put him in that kind of talk where it's like he's the face of your foundation going forward. You're gonna have one of the best players in the league for a very long time if you pick him first, barring injury. So
True.
Yeah, if it was like that, sure, like best asset in the league, for sure.
I got that.
But best player overall, no, not yet. Not top 5 yet.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everything is just kind of like on this weird seesaw shit where it's like people play
It's the new hot flavor.
Yeah, it's just like chill for let things play out. Like it's just like with DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is a great player.
That nigga is real.
He's a great player. I'm just saying,
I
like,
get what you're getting at though. But
yeah,
people are getting those Megatron comparisons.
Yeah, a lot. I actually got into with somebody on Facebook about it, and I was actually saying like, I think he can definitely get Megatron numbers, and he definitely has a better quarterback than Megatron had. So like, I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible, and correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he faster than fucking Megatron too?
He's a touch faster, but Megatron was also an inch or two taller.
Okay.
I think Megatron was like 6'5", 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
DK 6'4", but they're both fucking. At that point, you're like splitting hairs, right?
Yeah.
Niggas is big.
Yeah.
He's a big, fast dude. At the end of the day, and he's gonna he's gonna dog you on the court, on the field. Like that's what he's gonna make you look bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, did you see that? Did you see that play with when he chased down the interception?
That shit was real.
I was like, bro, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
The funniest part is they had the guy mic'd up running, right? And after the play, the guy was like, "Yo, how did he fucking catch me?" He's like, "How did he catch me?"
That's a good one.
Where did he come from? He didn't see him coming at all.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
oh
the
my
dude
God.
himself said that. That's another NFL athlete, so you gotta give respect where it's due.
You got to definitely. That dude's nasty.
I've heard the funniest thing though. I'd rather them just call it what it is, because someone said they tried to hoe him in the worst way possible. They were like, he might not be Megatron, but he's more like T.O. to me. T.O.'s one of the best receivers ever. He's not this Hall of Fame guy, but he's this Hall of Fame guy. Like, just
yeah.
You might as well just call him Megatron at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
T.O. is like probably.
He's literally probably top 5, maybe top
Exactly.
3, top 3 like wide receiver of all time.
He's not Megatron, but he might be T.O.
Like,
Kiss my ass. Like, just let him. Just let him be big. Just let him be that. You know what I mean?
God.
I would be tight if I was him. I'd be like, "Word, my nigga." That's how you
Bro.
like you splitting hairs that hard. Like,
See, that's the thing.
I think Megatron the name because he has the great nickname. He had the short career, but he was always dominant. You know what I mean? Like,
he quit when he was
Megatron's,
ready.
like legend is so big. You know what I mean?
He left at the right time.
Yeah, leave when you're on top and before you get hurt. He had very good reasonings.
Yeah, his team was just not. It's crazy. They were a playoff contending team, and they would just always get their asses handed to them by the Saints, who always lose to the Vikings. And it's just like, what?
The last minute, yep.
Bro, it's
He's
just
like, we just can't do. And he said, I think he said he wanted to be able to walk away from the game and not be in a wheelchair or be crippled after leaving it.
oh, I don't
very
blame him for that.
respectable.
Yeah,
Very
like-
commendable reasons. You can't. He valued his body. He valued his quality of life after the game. He got what he wanted out of it, and that's it. You can't go wrong. So yeah, like it's just funny how they splitting hairs with him. Like, you might not be this great guy, but he's this great guy. Like, kiss my ass.
yeah.
Just that would make me mad. Like, let him be the first DK Metcalf. Let him be the first monster in his own right.
Exactly.
I would not want to be imagine being a cornerback. Would you like on average? You like a good 5'11", 5'10", 200. You know, on average. This motherfucker is 6'4", 230, rocked up. Look at you like, what? You gotta check this dude.
It's like fuck it. Bro, I remember
And you gotta be like, I'm gonna take this guy out. You gotta feel like that.
bro, I remember going to the last I wouldn't say the last time, but one of the last times I hung out with Wilmer.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a beach and we ended up playing pickup football with this group of people that were just chilling on the beach or whatever. One of these niggas used to play college football, and he was a running back. And
he took it way too seriously.
he just went hard, bro. He threw me. Like, my feet came off the ground, bro. That stiff arm, and he just lifted, and he went by everybody, destroying everybody around him. He was like, at least like, he was definitely like 6'1", like 200. Dude was brolic as shit. And he just went through everybody. It was crazy. It's like, all right, bro, I don't want to play with you anymore. Like, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Fine, we're good here.
I'm not having fun anymore. This hurt, like my chest. But it's a whole fucking thing, bro.
Nigga, we came to the beach. We're trying to chill and have fun. Why are you going hard right now? We're not taking your scholarship. We promise.
I was not. I was done. My heart was just broken, bro. Like, just leave me alone. But, I mean, it is what it is. I do respect those athletes, though, for giving in that time and work and effort and shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication.
Hell yeah. I mean, think about it. It's just all that training. Weight training could be a lot, especially for football players.
I love weights.
Niggas, I like weights too, and I'll use them. But, like, I remember watching or hearing about Donovan McNabb's workout routine when he was going to, like, the Redskins. This nigga would bench, like, 500 pounds. Like,
Damn.
500 pounds. This nigga would just do that. And this... Because we always knew him as not being, like, a fit quarterback.
Yeah, he was kind of known as a chubby guy.
Yeah, but he would, like, literally just bench press, like... I think his reps was, like... He'd be able to do, like, 20 to 25 bench presses of like 500 pounds or some shit, and then he'd go out to like train and like throw footballs and everything, and it was like, what the fuck, like, that's absurd strength. If I could ever bench press like 500 fucking pounds, I think I'm like at the best like 200, maybe a little over that. And it's just like, god damn, if you have to do all that, bro, like, you're too brolic. It's like
you're done. You finished.
Bro, like, it's like...
You can leave the gym now.
It's like the niggas that work at T-Mobile. They're, like, mad brolic for no reason. And then...
That's a funny shit.
That is. It's like, why are you so brolic to sell phones? Like, what the fuck is
no
this?
Good reason. They're always big as shit.
It makes no sense. But... it is what it is. But, alright, you wanna wrap this up?
Yeah, it's been a good long return to form for us.
Yes. I want a cigarette.
We're gonna try and get back in the habit of getting these going. We had some minor technical difficulties on my end personally. Like, I had a couple setbacks help me out for a couple weeks, but we're back. We're back going. We're back. We're gonna get back in the podcast strength, you know, get our timing back a little bit. So thank you. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
Deuce from It's Nate again, and Human Error / Fuckboy Kalen. Not all one thing, but you'll figure it out. It'll be in the video. But till next time.
Peace. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Nate again. I just want to take this time to thank you for checking out the video. And if you liked it, drop a like and share it with your friends who might also enjoy it. And please subscribe to the channel. Maybe consider clicking that bell icon too. This way you get an update whenever the video gets dropped. Also, follow us on social media, keep you updated on what we're doing.